for us because we're actually celebrating our first year anniversary this month. And it's very exciting for us because we're a very small team. We work with very limited resources. And our job really is to try and bring you the best questions so that you can get the best facts week on week. And why are we doing this? Because we believe that if you just have the right data in hand, if you just have a proper perspective on things that really matter to us, really, I think the youth are so well equipped and they're so ready to take this country forward. I think a reset is, I think, long overdue. It's time for our young people, that's all of you who participate in IFQ's Game of Facts, to take this country forward. And to do that, you need to have the right, I don't want to say the word ammunition, but you need to have the right data and evidence by your side so that we make better decisions than we ever have in the past. So a very, very special and warm welcome to this edition of India Fact Quizzes Game of Facts. We're powered by India Spend, which is a data journalism newsroom. And they, in fact, are also celebrating 10 years. So please go to indiaspend.com. We're doing a wonderful series of stories on all things related to health, education, gender, climate change, all of that. Okay, that's my spiel. I just want to say a very warm welcome to some special panelists that we have. Sneha, we're going to start in a very short time, but before that, I just wanted to sort of welcome some special panelists that we have this week. These are people, extraordinary people who participate week on week in India Fact Quizzes Game of Facts. And they today will be sort of taking the stage. So we're going to be engaging with them, and they will be, I mean, everyone, of course, is welcome. But very quickly, I just want to call on a whole bunch of special people, but namely Sharvani, Anna, Yukta, Niharika Chabra, Harsh, Ritish, Adya, and Siddharth Jena. Siddharth was also our finalist in last year's IFQ championship, our first championship rather. So all these people are very special because they play 6 games, 7 games. I think Niharika has played some 5 games. She's won 5 games. So all our winners really are going to become our hosts for this special edition of the Game of Facts. And we're going to do a bunch of things. So hang around till after the quiz. We're going to have some games as well. And I know there is a rush to start this quiz, but very quickly before I do that, let me just tell you that you need 2 devices. On one device, you're going to be seeing the question, and on another device, you're going to log into www.kahoot.it. You're going to put the game pin in and you're going to get started. It's as simple as that. The first 3 questions are poll questions, and then we get into the actual quiz, which are 10 questions, a combination of true and false, multiple choice questions, and puzzle questions. All right, I'm going to share my screen very shortly. Please keep in mind that we have something for you at the end of this quiz. And what we have this week is selected by our curator par excellence, that's Shrish, and he's picked The Gut. It's by Payal Kothari, and essentially it's a book which is telling you about the second brain of the body, which is really the gut, and how the gut impacts a lot that happens, health, thinking, etc. All right, any questions, any doubts, please just put that in the chat box. Amanpreet, don't worry, I'm going to share my screen in a couple seconds and you're going to have a look at the Kahoot screen. There's Adit, Arya, Shri Harshita, Nishant, Prem, Rohit, Pami, Pushpa, Niharika, Abhigyan, Mayuri, Prashant, Naresh, Rahul, everybody, a very, very warm welcome. It's a very special game of facts this week. We also have, when we get to the second part of the game of facts this week, we have a special lucky draw. In fact, it's open to everybody, okay? So please look in the chat box. You will get to participate in a lucky draw. It's a very special little hamper that we've created especially for you. So it's a lucky draw. I hope you get lucky. I really, really hope you do. But please don't forget to participate in that. So a ton of things happening. We have a whole bunch of hosts who are typically our winners of the various weeks of Game of Facts. We have a lucky draw. Of course, we have this week's gift. And then we have some games and some fun sessions where we're all going to, the entire IFQ team is going to be there and we're going to have a little party. All right. Okay. So with this, I hope everyone is well placed. Any fence sitters, please, this is a very special one. Jump right in and don't forget to participate in the lucky draw. All right. Okay. So now we start off with the first 3 questions, which, like I said, are poll questions. And we've been doing 31 weeks of quizzing. Well, all of this year, and then 31 weeks before. And Hindi also, we've had a whole bunch of them. And this is apart from, what we have on indiafactquiz.com. All right. So the first poll question coming up, and we want to ask you, it's our birthday and we're celebrating it in a big way. How would you like to celebrate your birthday? You want like a big bash with loads of friends, lots of noise, very quiet and subdued, just with family and friends, or you swing? It's either a big, big party or it's like really, really quiet. You probably wouldn't even know it's your birthday. Okay, so 46 of us are sort of the balanced kind who are like, yeah, we like family, we like it with friends, not too big, not too small, just has to have a lot of meaning. All right. 17 of you have said, big bash. I hear you. I'm in your camp. And yes, there are the introverts as well who just like to keep things a little quiet, no harm done. And then there are the ones that swing like the pendulum to like the either extreme, which is fun too, right? You get the best of both worlds. All right. The next question coming up, no points for this and no one's judging you. Do you like attending parties? I live for them, not at all. I hate parties, only if it's with close family and friends. Or after COVID-19, I don't see myself going to a party for a long time. Frankly, I'm in that camp at the moment, especially with all the various variants going around. All right. So 39 of us have said, with close family and friends. 23 of us have said, don't think that's going to happen for some time. And 17 of us are quite the party animals in the group. Fantastic. So the next one coming up is a word cloud. And you always do this so well for us. We're asking you, who would you like to take to a party? Any party. It could be a real character or someone who's an imaginary or was living in some other era or time. Tell us who would be a good sort of a friend to take along to a party. Okay, seems like we're getting quite a few names, and I'm sure they're all going to be very interesting. I wonder if Gandhiji, there you go. Elon Musk is definitely someone you'd like to take. Okay, I'd love to come with whoever wants to take me for a party. Mia Khalifa makes the list. Tony Stark, that's an interesting character. Virat Kohli, Gandhi, the Beatles. Yes, we take all 4 of them. Rashmi Naik, okay, that's nice. Your mom, that is so sweet. You know what I love about this group is we definitely love our moms. So Karthik Aryan makes the list. We have Robin Williams. Yes, I think he would be one wild character at a party. When I think of a party too, I hear you. When you say The Great Gatsby, I would think of that as like the epitome, the ultimate of a party. And then there's Batman and Albert Einstein and Sherlock Holmes. And why not Modi ji as well? And then there's Disha, Rohit Saraf. Yeah, that's one cutie. All right. Okay. So thank you so much for this word cloud. And we're going to get into the quiz now. It's 10 questions. And have a good time. It's a complete mixed bag. And just a quick reminder to all of you, all the data that you see is government sources and as latest as is available. So sometimes if we show you a data set and we tell you that the source is from census 2011, well, that was the last time that the census was conducted. So technically that is the latest data. Or we'll tell you that as on X particular date, if it's 2020, you'd argue and say, well, we're in 2021, where's the latest data? This is all that we have. And as a citizen, what we are trying to tell you, and we follow this ourselves, is that we have to demand data from our government, and we have to demand that we get the latest data, because the data is what is powerful for us. All right. Okay. So on that note, we cannot just keep telling you just how happy we are that we're a year old. And here we get into the first true or false, double points for this. Delhi has the highest number of women DGP or Director General of Police and additional DGP currently in the country. Is this statement true or is this false? That picture, by the way, is Shefali Shah from Delhi Crime. So it's not, a real DGP. All right. So 31 of you are absolutely right. Delhi does not have a single DGP or additional Director General of Police. It doesn't do too badly in terms of women police personnel in the top high ranks of the police department, but unfortunately the top jobs have not gone to women. In fact, Rakesh Asthana is the current DGP of the Delhi police, and he comes from the Gujarat cadre. I think these are just important things to let you know about. You must know that this comes directly under the Home Ministry, and it's a very, very important indicator of rule of law in the country. Okay, we'll have a look at the scoreboard, and you all know things change fast. So Vinod has come all equipped with his mask and everything, and he has managed to get the top score because he got the answer right and the fastest, followed by Tejas, Sri Harshita, Mamta, and Rajiv Rathore. We'll get into the next question, and this one also has double points. Women constitute X% of India's police force. Is it 20.3%, 38.9%, 15.7%, or 10.3%? All right, 31 of you got that right. It is 10.3%. Please keep this number in mind. Ideally, we should have had a much higher percentage of women in our police force. The government is trying very hard and has a mandate to increase this to 33%. but India fares very, very poorly in women representation in the police force. Okay, we go to the scoreboard and see what happened there. Not much, except that Tom has got onto the scoreboard and then there's a bit of a shuffle with everyone else. Another true or false, and we've got double points again. We're asking fishing using bull or motorized trawlers. So it's really mechanized, big, massive trawlers are banned between the first, I'm sorry, I can't even see the question right now, the 1st of June to 31st of July on just the western coast of India. So 80 of you did get that correct. As per government orders, between the 1st of June to 31st of July, massive motorized trawlers are not allowed within the Indian territory or Indian waters to do any fishing, because this is the breeding time. And there is a completely different, by the way, set of dates, which is the same 61 days for the east coast of India. This is somewhere in April, which starts around the 14th of April on the east coast, and on the western coast, it's 1st of June to 31st of July. What is allowed is fishing using the more traditional methods, but technically you are not allowed to use motorized trawlers. All right, so let's take a look at what happened here, and 80 of you got that right, so that's fantastic. So now we can see a bit of a change on the scoreboard, and it's Vinod, Sri Harshita, Rajiv Rathore, Adit, and Madan. Alrighty. Again, double points. The minimum support price, or MSP, for tur dal in the current Kharif season has been fixed at 5,000 rupees per quintal, 2,700 per quintal, 6,300 per quintal, or 9,000 per quintal. These are all, again, very important indicators given the fact that we are an agrarian society, and this is a commodity that we use a lot in our day-to-day lives. Okay, that's fantastic. Quite a few of us do know this. 37 of you got it right. It is 6,300 per quintal. And these really are MSPs that the government sets. And again, very important indicators in terms of personal consumption. Our own, budgets at home go for a complete toss just based on these prices that you see on the screen. All right. And a bit of a change there. So it's Sri Harshita now, followed by Mamta, Prem, Balaji, and Vinod. Okay, so very quickly, before I go into the next question, we have so many announcements to make, but please, everyone, just follow us a bit on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever your thing is. And also in the chat box, we have another event, which is called Behind the Books. It's going to be on the 20th of August. We give books so much that we want to also talk about what, along with the author, what goes behind those books and the making of those books. So we have one special session. It's again one of those sessions where we want everyone to participate. So it's going to have a limited capacity, and it's behind the books with the folks at Pan Macmillan and with one of the authors, Shorjo Bomik, to talk about how he actually went about writing a book. All right. For those of you who are interested, if we have any budding, and we have a whole bunch of very, very fascinating, interesting, inspirational people, all of you really are that for participating week on week and winning. So see if you can join in. you might walk away with something. All right, the next question, and you get double points for this. Government of India procures the highest amount of rice and paddy from the state of Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Telangana, or Andhra Pradesh. What is your pick? Okay, so I think now when you see all the protests and the farmer protests happening and how it emerges from one particular state, it kind of gives you the sense of the importance or the gravity of the situation. But the highest amount of rice and paddy is procured from the state of Punjab. We do have some statistics. So if any of you want to know what's the contribution from the other states, we have that as well. And Shrish or Meena will put that up in the chat box so you can actually compare the prices. But it is indeed very fascinating to see how this works. All right. Quick look at the scoreboard. It's Sri Harshita, Vinod, Rajiv Rathore, Harsh, and Prateek. It's always nice when we see new names coming onto the scoreboard. So keep at it and something will happen. The next one, and you get double points for this. This state recorded the highest number of deaths due to either floods or heavy rains or any hydrometeorological calamities in 2020-2021. The states are Uttarakhand, Maharashtra, West Bengal, or Bihar. What is your pick? So seems like some states tend to be a little bit in the news more than others. But the 23 of you who got that right, yes, Bengal has recorded 354 lives lost due to floods and heavy rains in 2020-21. This state also recorded 227 lives that were lost in 2019-2020. So clearly, these numbers become very important because then when it comes to either relief or some kind of course correction that has to happen, it really has to be basis this. We have to create an environment in the country where there is no incentive not to divulge or give data. That's really what we need to do. All right, we'll take a look at the scoreboard and see what happened next. Sri Harshita still in the lead, followed by Mamta, Prem, Vinod, and Rajiv Rathore. And Hina is the highest climber with this question. There's another related question to this because we're smack bang in the middle of the monsoon. And we're asking, this state recorded the largest area of crop areas or farmlands affected by heavy rains in 2020-2021. Is this Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, or Bihar? So again, sometimes, and this is exactly what we're trying to bust through the game of facts. Sometimes our perception tells us, because we see a lot of probably the stories in the media, or because Maharashtra is a lot more visible, maybe because of where you live. There are a whole bunch, there are whole factors that matter, or you know a lot of people who live in Maharashtra and you would think, oh my gosh, the state, yes, was ravaged by rains, in 2020, 2021. However, Karnataka has reported 14.32 lakh hectares of farmland or agricultural land that has been impacted due to heavy rains, and they've lost that quantum of crops. Maharashtra is about 11.28. And you have Bihar, which reported about 7.41 lakh hectares affected by rains. And surprise, surprise, not one single hectare. That's UP had like 0 hectares of land affected by heavy rains. All right. And the scoreboard, well, Sri Harshita is in the lead. It's kind of closing in with Harsh coming in, Mamta, Prem, and Vinod. And now we have the puzzle question. You get double points for this one. We're asking you to rank the states or union territories based on the percentage of women police force. Now, the states that you have are Tamil Nadu or union territories, Himachal Pradesh, Chandigarh, and Bihar. You need to stack them in the right order, and please don't forget to press the submit button. We're talking about the percentage of women in the entire state's police force. This is across. They could be senior inspectors, sub-inspectors, constables. Okay, this was a tricky question, and again, data just tells us so much and busts so much of those preconceived notions that we have. Bihar has 25.3% women in the police workforce. And then you have Himachal that comes second with 19.15% of women. Chandigarh doesn't do too badly with 18.78%, and Tamil Nadu is really close behind with 18.5%. Clearly, the quality of judicial reform, rule of law, etc., gets much better when you have equal or decent representation of both genders. All right. Just so, I mean, if anyone's from Maharashtra, we're not doing that well, but not too bad. We're about 12.5%. Meenal's from Jammu Kashmir. She's in Srinagar right now. And Meenal, your state is not doing too great. It's about 3.31%. Well, Muskan's from Varanasi, and UP again is doing not too great. It's 9.59%. And these sort of states or these indicators that we're talking about really tells you which states are going in the right direction. So these really are your dark horses that you can depend on to take India forward. All right. And the scoreboard didn't change too much, except Prem Chhabra moved up the list, followed by Harsh, Mamta, and Vinod. I've seen this entire list change at the end. The next question is, we're asking you to rank from high to low the price of oil seeds. And your options are soya bean, til or sesame, sunflower, or groundnut oil. These are all oils that your mom or you use in the kitchen. So again, very, very important data points, especially when we're thinking about our own home budgets. Don't forget to hit the submit button. And there's our big reveal. So til oil, clearly sesame is the most expensive, which is at around 7,307 rupees. And then we have, and we're talking about per quintal, and then we have sunflower, which is at around 6,015. Groundnut oil is about 5,550. And then the cheapest is soya bean, which is approximately 3,950. We'll take a look at the scoreboard, and Prateek has now just made his entry back in, but we'll see what happens with this last question, which is a puzzle. You get double points for this. We're asking you to rank based on the number of women police inspectors the following states. The states are Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Odisha, and Uttar Pradesh. We're only talking about women police inspectors. Okay, this was another tough one. Tamil Nadu has about 1,000. So Tamil Nadu is right on top with 1,055 women inspectors. This information, by the way, was handed over to the Lok Sabha. Maharashtra has about 425 women inspectors. Odisha, surprise, surprise, comes up on the list with 286 inspectors. And then Uttar Pradesh has about 238 inspectors. So here we have it. Clearly, we have to do much better when it comes to our own police force. And whether it is reservation or what have you, but we need to have more women constables, more women sub-inspectors, and more women in the top rung of the IPS. All right, so I'm going to go to the podium, but before that, I hope you've participated in the lucky draw. Please hang on. We're going to have a little bit of a chit chat and banter after this. And yeah, in the lucky draw, we're going to have a special prize as well. So I'm going to now go to the podium, but we're not going anywhere. We're going to stay on and play a few games. So hang on if you like, and we'll make good of your time. That I promise you. Okay, so this week on the podium, we have Harsh in the number 3 spot. We have Prem Chabra this time. And in the number 1 spot, we have Shri Harshita. Congratulations, you win yourself the book called The Gut. And I hope all of you have participated in the lucky draw. We're going to move into the next phase of, the evening. So hang in there. And don't forget, the 3 of you, please make sure you put in your names and details in the Google form, which is in the chat box again. And yeah, that's what the Game of Facts looks like this week. It's just so exciting to come up with new questions and new data sets every time. We have such a wonderful time because there are so many data points and so many facts that can actually sort of change our thinking, that we're sometimes stuck because we don't know which question to keep out or what we should, keep, on the Game of Facts. It can get very confusing. If anything, we have less of time, but lots of data. All right. Thank you all so much for joining in with this week's Game of Facts. And again, as usual, we're going to be there on Friday at 5 p.m. Meenal's going to conduct the Hindi quiz. Immediately after that, we're going to have Behind the Book. It's going to be everything to do, not about the book, but everything which includes the process of how you actually can write a book. And there are many of us who have a book in us or who feel who can probably write one book in our lifetime. So let's see what goes behind that and how we can make the dream of ours a reality. And then, of course, on Saturday, there's going to be the quiz in English at 5 p.m. as usual. All right. So with that, I think now we are more than happy to share the stage with Sharvani, Anna, Yukta, Niharika, Harsh, Ritish, Adya, Siddharth. So, and then of course the IFQ team is going to participate as well. And we're going to have a few games and we're going to ask some fun questions. We're going to have some former quiz masters, like Shivangi is going to be there. There's going to be a whole bunch of us as well. So yeah, that's going to happen too. All right, I'm going to wait for instructions to see how we can get everyone on the screen. We'd really love to have everyone on it. And yeah, I think it's just a matter of time before we can see everyone. I think all of you can please turn your cameras on. I hope you can do that. I can see Shiva and there's Meenal. Hi, Sharvani. And there's Yukta. Hi, Yukta. Hi, Harsh. You know, it's so nice just to see your faces because we read out your names. Harsh, I think you've won what? Seven games, 7 books?
Yes, ma'am. I won today also.
Okay, there you go. You made it 8. Okay. And then we'll just wait for, you know, everyone else to sort of turn on their cameras and maybe we can just sort of start the games. Meenal, do you want to, or Shiva, do you want to sort of, I think someone's asking if we can just tell the names of all the panelists who are there. I think Pushpa's asking for it. So I'm more than happy to tell you. Sharvani's won 6 games in Hindi, by the way. And then she also has a legacy of winning some 7 games, Sharvani, in English. All right. And then we have Anna, who's won about 7 games. Yukta, wherever she is, Yukta, show us who you are. You've won 6 games in Hindi. I'm only talking Hindi. And then Niharika's won about 5. Harsh has won, I think, some 7 odd games. Ritish has an 8. Sorry, he reminded me he's won today's. Ritish has won 4. Adya's won 4. And Siddharth Jana has won 6. I've had the pleasure of meeting Siddharth Jana in person. Haven't met all of you all, but it's just so wonderful to just see your faces and see you guys live. So, and of course, I hope you know, you're getting a chance. You see Meenal and me every week, but you don't see Shrish, you don't see Shiva, but they're pretty much running the show. We just come and blabber, but they're the ones who pretty much do everything. So, Meenal, should we start with which part of the game?
I think we could start with an interaction with all of them, how their experience has been till now, you know, winning so many books. So I think we could start with one of you and we'll take your names and then you tell us your experience, how you felt winning so many games, how you think Game of Facts has changed your life, and what's the journey been for you, because it's been great for us, but then obviously we want to know how it's been for you.
And Dipankar has actually put in a request, and I hear you, I agree with you. Just a little bit about your backgrounds as well. That'd be great.
So I think we could start with Harsh. Is that okay? Harsh, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Harsh, and I live in Delhi. I'm a class 11 student. I started attending the India Facts quiz, I think from the first quiz itself, maybe the second one from the last year. And it has been amazing, till a certain, now I'm not able to attend the quizzes because, I have some other things to do. But there was a point of time when I didn't miss a quiz, whether I was traveling or I was at someone else's house at 5 o'clock, I was just pinned to the laptop playing the quiz. And I've got to learn a lot from the quiz, like the biases, so many things. Like we have learned good facts about states like Bihar, which are, usually considered as underdeveloped. So, it has helped me control my, balance my biases.
That is fantastic. I think that's one of the things we really wanted to correct, because sometimes, our perceptions, drive us to decide or select certain things. And that's probably where the biggest mistake happens. So fantastic. Really nice to hear that, Harsh. Sharvani, do you want to go next and just tell us a bit about your background and what's your experience?
First of all, it feels so nice to, actually, share a stage with you guys. Like, we always see you there, people, and finally interacting and having a stage with that feels awesome. And regarding my background, I am a recent graduate from Delhi University, a student of Bachelor's of Commerce, and currently I am preparing for my master's. And other than that, my journey has been, as I said in that, my Instagram tweet quote too. It made me an experienced loser and a humbled winner, because you got to do that, because sometimes you win, and I think I got only one question correct today. So that's somewhere that you have to sit back and understand. So you did not think properly at this point of time, and it's all right. Stick to the game, and it works. So other than that, it's like there's a lot of information that we all are consuming, that we are not analyzing or reflecting or giving much thought about. The information comes to us, and it gets passed to the other person, and this information can have a detrimental effect to a lot many people, because this mouth to mouth thing, is I feel, is having a butterfly effect at some other place. Some speech that I make today is going to make an effect to somebody sitting in, say, thousands of kilometers away from me. So I think when I became more conscious as to what I feel. Is there a net cut or something? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So when I'm more aware of what I'm speaking and what I'm conveying to people, and there's a back process as to this information being right or wrong before passing, I think it makes a lot of difference for not only myself, but all those people who are in contact with me. So that has been a learning experience for me, and it's made me more into somebody who is of an analytical frame. So I am now thinking of career choices in this field too, and about analytics and data and all. So it changed. Before this interaction with IFQ, I had no idea about data analysts or something like that. But now I'm like to reflecting about these thoughts to, hey, this can be something that I can do, or this is something that I find interesting. So that has been something that has IFQ done for me.
Fantastic. So nice to hear. Yukta, just wanted to hear from you. What has been your experience on IFQ? Just a little bit about yourself. And then if you can just tell us, how did you start to win games? What worked for you? Any special emoji? Any special person who would sit next to you? Tell us a bit more.
I'm Yukta. I'm from Nagpur. I'm in class 8. And like I do use emojis. Like I realized that everyone who's winning is using emojis. So I started using the rabbit emoji and the sapling emoji, and it kind of worked. And by playing this quiz, I have actually learned a lot. And it's just so fun. Like sometimes I get 0 questions correct, and sometimes I get all of them. So it's just so mixed. And every time we are learning statistics and sometimes facts also.
So
It's
for
just
an
an
eighth, yeah, for someone who's in 8th standard, that's quite something, Yukta. So have you, are others at home sort of interested in what you're doing?
yeah. So my mom and dad sometimes join me. And my little sister tried once, but she didn't get anything correct. So she was she's really young. She's in grade 4.
Fantastic. All right. Adya, want to hear about you. I mean, you, tell us a little more. Just tell us a bit about your background. And then you just wrote us such a beautiful testimonial. It was so touching. Sometimes we don't realize, we're trying to do something. We really are. We don't know whether we're hitting the spot. And then when we get an email out of the way from you, or some comment from somebody, or just the stuff that you all are saying today, or some attribution or validation from people like Dipankar, who've sort of, been following our journey with us for the longest, we kind of know we're going on the right path. So Adya, just tell us something about yourself and how probably IFQ has changed your own outlook to the way you look at acquiring knowledge, learning, just the way you are.
Yes. Hi, I am Adya. I am from Bhubaneswar, Odisha. So currently I am pursuing Masters in Philosophy from Delhi University and also preparing for UPSC Civil Service exam. Like I'll be giving my prelims this year in October. And before I share my experience, like I want to say that it feels so surreal, like sharing the screen with Team IFQ. Like we play the quizzes, we see you on screen, and it feels so I can share my emotions right now. And about IFQ and Game of Facts, so I started playing the quizzes Game of Facts somewhere around last year in September. And the moment I took my first quiz at Game of Facts, it felt like the moment Neo took that red pill in the movie Matrix. So, and it has been a wonderful experience since then, like a journey full of facts, amazing quiz masters, and interesting book recommendations. So it has been a beautiful journey for me. And about the impact that it had in my life is that before Game of Facts, I never realized the value that facts or data have in our life. Like we really live in a world full of data, and we never realize how important it can be. And after playing here, after seeing the questions and my bias getting challenged, I realized that how facts can modify our understanding and give us a better perspective about any topic.
Thanks so much, Kartikeya. Over to you now. Just a little bit about your background, and then please, if you can tell us your experience in general with IFQ, what it's been like, and especially the way you interact, or if there's been any change with the way you are now on social media. Would love to hear about that.
Yeah. Hello everyone. It's been quite of a journey. I mean, to connect with people I don't know every week, every Saturday and every Sunday, and feel like we are doing something very good and which is improving ourselves. That is quite a fabulous feeling. And when I joined India Fact Quiz, I was still doing my engineering from Mumbai University, and now I have already graduated and I'm now doing my job. So on Friday playing the quiz, I try to do my work early, and so that I can get time at 5 p.m. for Hindi quiz. But sometimes here my boss is saying something, I'm in the middle of meeting, and still in the mobile I'm playing the quiz. So that gets a little difficult. But yeah, on Saturday I join every Saturday. I don't think I have missed. So it's been quite a journey, and I think India Fact Quiz is a very unique platform. I always felt that there is a gap of such quizzing platforms where we learn something also and gain something out of it. The facts, like just now, what I learned that Karnataka was the most affected by floods. That was like quite surprising for me. On news everywhere, it was Maharashtra, as I live in Mumbai. So yeah, that was very revealing. So that's what differentiates India Fact Quiz from other news outlets and other things. And so now, after playing India Fact Quiz, when I read news or when I see news, I try to I don't accept it. I just think about it that will it be correct. I try to verify it from other sources, and then I take it. So yeah, that's how India Fact Quiz has improved me. Thank you.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. You know, when you talk about, okay, you know, you're doing engineering, Kartikeya, and then Adya's studying philosophy, and then she wants to get into public service. You know, when I think, and then when you have this understanding of, you know, our biases that we work with, the perceptions that you have to battle, the data that is out there, and all of that, you know, the kind of person and your own effectiveness in society, I would argue, is going to be absolutely phenomenal. And, you know, the whole idea of IFQ was, how do we sort of equip, because the youth in this country are extraordinarily bright, no two ways about it, you know, and the only thing that we need to do is just spark that, you know, that get that thing going, get that movement. I mean, what is incredible is we have Bhubaneswar, we have Bombay, we have Delhi, we have, you know, Nagpur, all on the same page. We have, you know, Ritesh, I'm wondering where are you joining from, but definitely want to put you on the spotlight and ask you, just the way, you know, this is making such a difference to Sharvani and Adya and Kartikeya. What has IFQ done for you? What we could do for you? And really, clearly, you've been one of our top winners for these quizzes. So just want to hear your experience.
Hello, everyone. Am I audible clearly?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So I'm Ritesh, and I'm currently living in Sonipat in Haryana, and I'm a third year undergraduate in BTech in NIT Kurukshetra. So yes, I have been hearing all these participants, and my experience is totally different from all of these. So basically, I just attended randomly because I was referred by my friend to attend IFQ. And on that day, my mother was also sitting with me. And the questions were like these: who has given more to the society, male or female, how much percentage? And I used to be a misogynist in those days. So when my mother also saw that these data are usually changing our mind and our psychology, so she told me that every Saturday you have to sit in the front of the screen and you have to give these quizzes. So since then, I have rarely missed any day. And when I saw the data that in the lockdown, the women contributed more to the society, then I changed my mind that not personally, I can change my psychology on the professional side towards the other gender. So I think it's a major change in my attitude, and all that thanks to the India Fact Quiz.
Thank you so much. I think what we've been trying to do through these quizzes, whether it is gender rights, and really appreciate, Ritesh, just your honesty in saying misogyny. I don't think you could ever be that bad, because you just said it in such a sweet way. But you know, whether it is just understanding the importance of, you know, gender parity, whether it's, you know, understanding why it's important for women to work, what are the barriers that are not allowing her to work. You know, these are sort of very small things, and if we can just get a sense of it, it'll just change things so much. Niharika, I think we have not come to you yet. So just wanted to sort of understand a little bit about your background and your own journey and experience with IFQ.
Yes, ma'am. First of all, a very good evening to each and everyone present here. And sharing the screen with the IFQ host seems like a dream. And this dream has turned into a reality. Okay, so beginning with IFQ's own motive, that is knowledge triumphs apathy. Let's give factfulness a chance. So I started playing IFQ in 2020, the game of facts. And in the beginning, I did not used to win any of the quizzes. I just used to participate in it, but I did not win any of the quizzes. But the experience which I have shared with Game of Facts is really very amazing, stupendous, and mind-boggling, because I have learned a lot from this quiz. And this quiz is something different from the others. I have participated in a lot of quizzes, but participating in this quiz seems really very different. And when I did not used to win a quiz, it seemed to me a bit disheartening and demoralizing. But slowly and gradually, I became used to the platform. I became experienced. I learned a lot of facts from it, and I started holding certain positions in it. And after some time, I engaged my family members also in this quiz, and we all used to sit together. We all used to have a gala time together playing this quiz, and this used to seem the best part of the week. And I kept on trying, and I won a handful of quizzes till date.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this quiz is really the best part of even our week. So just coming with the data, and let me tell you, a lot of this data, or these questions and the answers that we come up with would stump us as well. So, I think Shivangi, you would agree, right? I mean, we used to be, every time we would sort of put the questions together, run the quiz between ourselves, and we used to be like, oh my God, I never knew that. Oh my God, I am still playing with my bias. I have to keep my bias aside. So let me tell you, we're all in this journey together, and it's really been sort of a collective learning, and just so nice to hear from all of you. I hope we've had a chance to sort of get all of you to speak. And yeah, and I was just thinking, Meena, just to make things a little more, I mean, we've heard such wonderful things. I am so overwhelmed personally, but just wanted to sort of say, okay, let's make it a little more lighter and see, probably play a little game here and there, maybe. Should we start with that, Meena?
Yes, sure. But I was just thinking, before we begin with that, anybody in the audience who would like to speak to us, who would like to come here and speak, you can just put it in the chat box, and we'll get you here, and we'll make you a panelist, and you can turn your camera on and you can also speak. And before we start with that, I'd like to really, I'm really glad to see Shivangi here. Hi, Shivangi. It's been so lovely seeing you after so many days, because we're also working virtually. So tell us a bit, how have you been?
No, I'm just, right now, I'm just too happy to see, I'm finally putting faces to the names that we've seen every week for almost a year. It's so lovely to hear from all of you. And by the way, Yukta, high five. I'm also from Nagpur. I grew up there. So what a small world. I mean, just look at this. And right now I'm just too happy. I mean, I thought we were the ones who would surprise everyone with new facts and new information every week. And right now, the kind of things these guys have spoken is sort of, I'm overwhelmed in a very good way. Because, I mean, you see, you have someone as young as Yukta here. You also have someone like Karthikeya, who's just started working. You have a philosophy master student. You have Sharvani, who's just graduated. It's just very, very happy to see all of you and the kind of diversity we have in our IFQ audience and Game of Facts audience. That's what IFQ is about. And so like Rashmi was saying, the things that would stump us also. So the thing is that before we brought out any quiz to you, we have a process of doing one dry run where all of us get together. We play the quiz once amongst ourselves to see, if the questions are running fine, if there's a typo, And it might have slipped here and there once or twice, I must admit, but we still have that process that we followed, and it was a great learning experience for us. And we were just as excited to, bring that to you and have you guys like play with us. And I'm just very, very happy, let me just say, to speak to all of you and hear from all of you. So welcome, Prateek, and who else has joined us just now? Purvi and Vanshika. Hi, Vanshika. Hello to everyone. It's very nice to hear from all of you. So yeah, I mean, I'll have a lot more to say. I also have a book to recommend to our panel directly, but we'll get to it once Meenal says what she has to say.
Okay. So everybody, I would also want to introduce you to Shiva, who is our technical head. Shiva, what do you want to say?
I'm glad to see all of you here showing up today. We really enjoy hosting you week on week. And we always keep an eye on, who's participated, who's come, how many of you have shown up. If you don't show up, then we think, cricket match chal raha hai, why are they not coming? So we have all these conversations at the back of our head. And, it really thrills us to see that, we can, hold, we can get 150 people to show up every week, to learn and, to take this movement forward. It's really heartens us, and, it's great to see you guys here. I'm also overwhelmed right now.
Okay. And now, of course, we have our lovely Shrish, who's very camera shy and he doesn't speak much, but we've asked him to speak a little. He basically, whatever you see on social media is by Muskan and Shrish. Muskan is not here today because it's her birthday, and Shrish is well here. And Shrish, come on, say hello to everybody.
You're on mute, you're on mute.
Hello, am I audible now?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I joined Team IFQ a couple of months back. I work as an intern here. While making creatives, I used to always, put the people on, okay, this week winner, we have all of these people, and now finally seeing their faces is so surreal. I'm really a camera shy person, so it's very,
we're very happy to see you, Shrish.
Thank you so much.
Finally.
In fact, we are seeing Shrish for the
first
second
time.
Yes.
And he's been working with us for months. So
yes,
thank you for switching on your camera.
Most welcome. I think my love for books started with IFQ. I mean, in my friend circle, I was the last person you would ask about books. But eventually, learning about books here, I mean, reading the summaries and which book I think is worthy of gifting to you guys, the winners of IFQ. I mean, it's a beautiful experience to know more about books. So I think my relationship with books started with IFQ and Game of Thrones. I think that's it.
Vanshika, can we hear a bit from you in terms of your experience and just a little bit about you, and then probably we can go around the table to Prateek at some point.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Adding on to the diversity of India Fact Quiz, I'm Vanshika from Assam. I am a recent graduate from Delhi University, and I currently work at Ernst & Young. Yeah, and while others were introducing themselves, I could feel that a part of my like I have a bit with same the characteristics with my in my introduction also, like I put my Microsoft Teams status on DND mode every Friday 5 p.m. so that no one can disturb me, and I keep aside all my urgent work at that time. And even I have a younger sister, and she's very like I have to force her that play, it's your age now. If you learn from now, growing up, you may learn many things, and it's better to develop this desire or to learn about facts at the early age. And lastly, I love everything at India Fact Quiz. I've been playing this quiz for almost a year now, and from the host, the quiz, even the technical part of it, the graphics. I love everything. I wish I were even 1% as creative as Shrish and Muskan, and because I am not so creative, and I have my studies and job to manage, so I force my sister that you learn Canva, you do something, so that you can develop this, and growing up you don't feel like, oh no, I lost this. So all in all, IFQ is an integral part of my Fridays and Saturdays, and I love playing IFQ.
Thanks so much. Prateek, how about you? We haven't seen you. I know Vanshika, the rest, everyone else, we see their names on the screen, on the scoreboard very often. But tell us about you, Prateek. When did you discover us and what has it been like?
Hello all, I am Prateek. So actually I am doing MBA from IIT Kanpur, so I have a lot of pressure, and besides this I am also like doing a part-time work internship. So I have a very little time, but still I try to like find out some of the time for IFQ. I participated around 8 to 10 times, although I have won one time only. But like it's a really great experience for me, and it's not just for winning the book. It's like a kind of entertaining thing. Like I feel really chilling and entertaining thing here. So anyhow, I try to just put half hour away from my work and try to join this meeting. Although like not often I join, as you said, but still I try to join. Today, like I also participated in the competition, and I also contacted Ms. Meehan that yeah, I want to share more than 5. Would it be okay, or I would suffer something? So she said, yeah, it's okay. So like I get my interest. It's interesting for me to like promote games of facts. So I love game of facts. It's not that I need to win.
That's great. We also have our, I think we lost your audio. Yeah. Okay. We also have Udit Nair here, and he's been always giving us reviews for different books. Udit?
Hello. It's been nice seeing you all on the screen, and kind of was always on the virtual world and adding up to the thing, and all Harsh or Niharika or everybody, scoring up the list and keeping a watch. Oh, they're going up or going down. So it's always nice. I think I stumbled upon IFQ maybe like 6 or 7 months ago, and again through a mutual friend, Deepthi. So she was the one who was like playing quite often, and she was the one who recommended me, like, go ahead and do it if you are interested in reading books or something of that. So yeah, my initial motivation was to to get score books as much as possible, so that I can read up and I can assure my supply. But yeah, over a period of time, it has been a great experience. Like kind of going through the things, and like again, no matter how much we try and focus, but still the biases still carry ahead, and somehow here and there it does come. Even like after like even so many questions or so many rounds of own like introspection, you do bound to get carried away or do that. So like a thing about myself, I'm graduate, like I graduated from Xavier's in Mumbai in zoology, and so and again I hail from Kerala, but I am born in Nasik, and I reside in Ahmedabad and done my internship in Arunachal. So like a full mix of cosmopolitan India, as you can see. So yeah, it was great to come here and join you.
So, Udit, when I was just listening to you talk, when we were developing India Fact Quiz, one of the, the hypothesis that we had was that if you are somebody who's living in a very rarefied, living in your own bubble, not interested in what's happening to the country, you probably will find it a little hard to score, okay? However, if you are somebody who's curious, if you are somebody who's probably traveled or gone out of that bubble, so as to speak, if you are somebody who's curious and talks to people and understands, what's happening, more girls is sort of going to government schools, or, the toilet facilities are improving, or the midday meals are getting better, and therefore more children are staying longer in school. There's something going on, that is real progress. That is, and I think really, when we talk about, the bedrock of any democracy, whether it is nutrition, whether it is sanitation, whether it is access to water, I think these are all basic human dignities. And the more you are aware of that, the better you're going to score. So clearly, that is a testimony of who each one of you are individually, more than anything else. So, I mean, this has been great. Thanks so much. We had some fun questions that we wanted to ask, and I think we'll just open this up. So we're not going to take any names, just jump in. Maybe two of us will end up starting to talk at the same time. No worries. We'll just let one person go ahead and, it's all good. But
Rashmi, I think we missed Purvi. Purvi is also here.
Purvi? I'm sorry, Purvi, did we miss you? We want to hear about you.
Yes, ma'am. I loved the experience of India Fact from last year. I started. I loved it. I got to understand a lot of things about India and the world.
Where are you based, Purvi?
What, ma'am?
Where are you currently, Purvi? Which part?
I'm in Delhi.
Fantastic. Okay. So we just thought we'd ask a few, and this is something I love playing with my kids. And I just, and I thought, okay, this will be a total hit of a game. So wanted to ask you some would you rather, okay? So the first one is, would you rather be completely invisible for one day, or would you rather be able to fly? I mean, for a day, huh? So we're just asking you, do you want to just be invisible, or do you want to do something which takes you off the ground? What would you rather do?
Invisible.
Yeah, invisible for sure.
Okay.
Invisible.
Invisible.
Would you rather have the ability to see 10 minutes into the future, immediate future, or you'd rather see 150 years into the future?
150.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
150 years.
150 years.
150. I don't want to go
Because
that
I'm gonna die.
I don't think we will
before I
live
see
that.
that, right? In this life, I'm gonna die. So yeah.
10 minutes is enough? Just so you can correct it, maybe. I don't know. We see all those, awesome Hollywood movies, and sometimes you think, okay, if I could just go a few minutes ahead and do some course correction, or no, this is going to happen, go back into my present time, maybe, I don't know, sometimes we do have these bizarre sort of, sort of concepts.
Can I just give an answer to that?
Yeah, Shivani.
I've always wondered what I would do if there was a time machine and if that was allowed. So I would probably travel back in time with all the money that I have right now. I would go to like the 70s or 80s and buy real estate in Mumbai.
That is amazing.
That is what I would do. Okay, guys, remember, if there ever is.
I thought ma'am was going to say Bitcoin, but real estate.
There was no Bitcoin back then, no?
No, like 2011 or
yeah, that's also a good idea. Probably with all the real estate money that I have, I would.
I was gonna say the same, Bitcoin only. Yeah.
Bitcoin?
I mean, if we would have bought 1 lakh Bitcoin for just like 1,000, or we would be like ultra rich people right now.
I would have rather invested in Infosys stocks. They had given so many bonus shares. I would have been earning around lakhs of rupees, or I would have, given my parents this, go and buy these shares, because Infosys now, people who had bought shares in Infosys in 1990s and have now around 83 lakhs of rupees. So yeah, so that was something.
We have our own investor panel right here.
I know.
All making smart choices.
I tell you, cryptocurrency to shares to, it's quite interesting. So the next one is, would you rather give up air conditioning if you live in a very hot place, or heating if you live in a very cool place? Or would you rather give up internet for the rest of your life? So you have to pick one, air conditioning or internet. What's
Air
more?
conditioning.
Air conditioning.
I would like to
Air
give up air
conditioning.
conditioning.
AC.
Yukta,
Air
can you give up
conditioner.
air conditioning living in Nagpur? Can you give up air conditioning? You can't. So, internet.
I would give up. Yeah, I would also give up internet.
Okay. So I guess for most of us, internet is like what we can't
Meenal ma'am
get
had
to.
given up internet for some time, I think.
And
living in Srinagar.
That is a very
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So would you rather never get angry or never feel envious? Which one do you
Never
think?
get angry.
Never get
Never
angry.
get
yeah.
Angry.
Never get
Never
envious.
Me too. Envious. I've started to feel envious now.
Okay, the next one's a slightly think about this. Would you rather donate your body to science or donate your organs to people who need them?
People who need them, yeah.
Science.
People who
Science.
need them.
People who need them.
People who need.
Oh, Harsh says
becomes
science.
Because
So
it,
what? Yeah, I would give it to science if they are doing it something good for something
they
good.
may
for them.
save thousands of lives,
It
and we
depends.
give to people, they will save only one time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it depends. Maybe for a vaccine, for a deadly vaccine, if that works. Yeah.
Shreyan is saying nothing, sleep at home. In
No,
the
but
chat.
like, I mean, right now, I would think that what if you donate your body to science and they're able to use it to identify a lot of deadly diseases that exist in your body. So it would definitely help a lot of people learn many things. So yeah, your organs may or may not be useful. So science might be, if you think about it.
Probably harvest the organs first and then give the body to the science.
Maybe.
Like, do that.
Would you rather be, I'm changing this a bit, but would you rather be on time or 20 minutes early?
20 minutes early.
20 minutes
20
early.
minutes
20
early.
minutes.
20 minutes. Early.
20 minutes. 20 minutes.
Yeah, because I'm somebody who has always been late to classes. So it works. You aspire for something that you don't have or you don't do.
I would rather be on time because whenever I'm earlier, I'm there somewhere early and then I have to wait for a longer time. So I'd rather be on time.
So slightly morbid, but hear me out. Would you rather not live a very long life, but have no regrets, or live till 100, but you have some regrets? A short life with no regrets, a long life with regrets.
Short life with no regrets.
A short
Long
life like
life.
Vikram Batra's.
A short.
Long life.
Long life, yeah.
A
I'm
short
also
life.
all for short life. Life
Short.
lambi nahi badi honi chahiye.
Wow.
For me, it would be like short life like Vikram Batra's.
Like one short life, but blazing, go out blazing.
Yes.
Would you rather spend a year on Mars by yourself or party on a remote island?
On Mars.
Your friends.
Mars if I can, yeah.
Party.
Full introverts, huh, we have.
Party.
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 Me too.
Party.
I'm Mars.
I really want to go to space actually. Somehow.
You might be able to very soon.
Okay. This one now, this is like one of those. Would you rather climb the highest mountain or swim in the sea? Mountain or
Mountain, yeah.
Climbing mountain.
Swim.
Swimming
Mountain.
in the sea.
Swim.
I don't know how to swim. That's why I know swim.
Me too, don't know swimming.
would you rather be popular but have lots of fake friends, or be unknown but have genuine friends?
Yeah, unknown and genuine friends.
Yeah, unknown. I think everyone will
Unknown
answer
and
that.
genuine friends.
Yeah.
I have to be honest, in college, I really wanted to be popular. Yeah.
I think Gen Z and millennials are more like they come from they believe in having fewer maybe not being popular but having genuine friends, genuine connections.
These genuine friends work for me in my online exams. So yeah, genuine friends.
Okay, this is full catch-22 situation. Would you rather have more time or more money?
Time.
Time, definitely time.
Time.
Money.
Time.
Money.
Money.
If I have time, I can convert it into money.
Yeah, see, smart one.
Yeah, but if there's no money, then time would
Okay, so
always be there.
Shweta says money, and Shreyan is smart. He's saying more time to make more money. See?
Very nice.
Okay. Would you rather tell a lie or hide the truth?
Hide the truth.
Hide the truth.
Depends on situation.
It depends on the person for me.
What do you do at home? Do you tell lies or do you hide the truth from your moms?
Maintain status.
Yeah, I had something.
Maintain status. Yeah.
Let me tell you, moms know it. Huh? They'll just won't say anything. Just for your sake, they'll behave dumb for that moment, but they know everything.
Everything.
Precisely why they are around.
So, fool yourself, but you can't fool them. They know it. Okay?
Yeah. Just by the expressions, she will know.
Exactly. Would you rather be an Olympic gold medalist or a Nobel Peace Prize winner?
Nobel Peace Prize.
Olympic medalist.
Olympist.
Olympic.
Nobel Peace Prize. It's a big money prize that you win, guys. Come on. You invest it in your Bitcoins.
And you're investing in your safety also. So suppose I get a Nobel Prize for stopping the war in Afghanistan, I ensure that Taliban does not attack my country and kill me. So yeah.
Okay, I've come to my last question now. Listen very carefully. Would you rather be in a room full of vaccinated people, okay, or not be there at all?
Not be there at all. Not be there at all.
Not be there at all.
Not be there.
Okay.
Everyone's very smart. I love it. I love that everyone knows which is the better choice.
Okay, no, this is fantastic. We had one more. Meenal, do you want to go ahead with just guessing which each of the movie, whoever gets that first, by the way, each of the movie dialogues? That'll be a fun one. We can do it pretty quick.
I could, but actually I'll just have to, my screen is actually recording. So I can't.
Okay. So let me go ahead with this. Which movie is this? Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Not this is clearly my generation. No, y'all would not know it.
I know.
All of y'all, please make note. There's a movie called Gone with the Wind. Okay. If you ever get time, just watch it. I actually got a little pissed off with that particular movie, but the dialogue, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn, is like one of those legendary things. Okay, this one, most of you might know. Why so serious? From which movie is this?
Yeah, Batman.
The Dark Knight. Yeah.
The Dark Knight.
How about Mere Paas Maa Hai?
Diwar.
Yeah.
Kartika, why were you looking blank? Please tell me. You didn't know it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I know that dialogue, but I couldn't catch it. Remember the movie.
I wouldn't expect you to know it. Okay. Uska to na bad luck hi kharab hai.
I use this dialogue, but I don't know this movie.
Yeah, I've also forgotten.
This is full 90s bacha. It's Rangila.
Rangila. Nice.
Pratik, did you say Rangila?
Sorry?
I thought Pratik said Rangila.
Yeah.
You did?
And Shweta in the chat box.
Yeah.
Okay, this one so I love. This is my motto in life. Tension लेने का नहीं, सिर्फ देने का.
Munna bhai.
MBBS.
Okay. And okay, this one's a slightly, now if this one will actually tell us a lot about you. It says साला ये दुख काहे खत्म नहीं होता है बे.
Masan.
Great. Okay, so yeah, and there was one last exercise, and I think if all of us, we can start, so we'll build the story as we go along, okay? Maybe we can start with you, Meenal, okay, since I can just see you sequentially on screen, and if you don't mind, if I can just say your names, and you have to add one sentence to it, and let's see what happens at the end of this story. So Meenal, do you want to start with just saying one sentence? Anything, by the way, it doesn't have to be connected. Just say a sentence and we'll build the story as we go along. So do you want to start, Meenal?
Sure. It was a windy night in 1936.
I was just returning from a mega, huge, massive party. Adya?
And I wanted to take a hot cup of coffee and go to my bed, read some nice book.
Anshika?
And then Poonawalla group invented a time machine which let me go to 1836.
Sharvani?
I saw a cat that became my friend, and we walked together to the ocean.
Kartikeya?
Yeah, I mean, Sarvani gave a very difficult sentence actually. Yeah, actually, later it turned out that that cat was human in the past, and he remembered his memories.
Okay. Yukta?
So the cat was a human in the past, and she was actually Professor McGonagall, and she then told me about Hogwarts.
Harsh?
I got bored and came back to 1936.
Good thinking. Shivangi?
Then I wrote a letter to my friend who was a courtesan in Banaras, performing for the elite, to come and perform where I am, which was in Delhi.
Niharika?
We went there and we performed, and when we were returning, some dogs attacked us.
Udit?
Apparently, the dogs thought that we were stealing something from the park, and hence they attacked.
Prateek?
Then I saw two women flying on broom.
I'm sorry, we missed that.
Then I saw two women flying on broom approaching the cat, previous cat.
Okay, let's come back. Yukta?
The brooms then led to the castle, and then I followed them.
Okay. And Shweta, Shreyan, anybody wants to add a sentence? Maybe you can actually end this story. Starts off in 1936, goes into 18th century, cat aa gaya beech mein, mujra bhi aa gaya, whole bunch of things happened.
Can I?
Go ahead, Prateek.
Then I woke up from the dream.
Okay.
I was going to say, then I put my glass down of wine. But yes.
All right, great. Meenal, are we ready for the lucky draw? And also, you want to probably tell them what they're going to get?
Yes. So for of you, I mean, four of you who've participated in the lucky draw, you will win a specially curated gift hamper from us, which we'll dispatch in a few days. So Shiva, I think, can we run the lucky draw? Shiva was ready
Yes.
with the lucky draw.
Yes, I was waiting for it. Okay, so it's all programmed in. Everybody who had commented on the post, they are automatically fed into the system. Now all I have to do is press start and we'll get our first winner. So I hope all of you are ready. Just say yes. So I can't see any of you.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Super. Okay, here goes. Okay, Amanpreet K _21472 is our first winner.
I'm taking notes.
All right. You all might want to screenshot terminal or take a photograph.
Yes.
Okay. Now we'll pick another winner. Deepak _73 is our second win. All right, I'll go for the third winner now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rohit Bhagat 3969. He was there, I think, in the chat and wanting to leave. Is he still there?
Let me just see.
Okay, congratulations, Rohit, if you're still there. All right, now we'll pick the last and final
Super.
winner.
Yeah, he is there.
He is there. Maybe you want to bring him up, Neel?
Hey, congrats, Rohit. Not bad.
All right.
We'll do that
Now
after-
for a final, I'll do it. Yeah. Okay. The final winner is Mayuri Sandhimani. Mayuri wins a lot of prizes. She's very lucky when it comes to prizes. She had won the iPhone also.
Wow.
Mayuri was there in the chat. Mayuri, are you there?
Yes, she is.
All right. Congratulations, all four of you. Aminal, you want to tell them how they can claim the prizes?
Yes, so we'll send you a congratulatory email and you can, you'll just have to respond to that. You'll have to send us your address and details and we'll dispatch your hampers then.
Just one more thing, since all of y'all are here, if there's any, and one thing I hear from, a number of you is that sometimes Friday, 5 p.m., you really want to participate in the quiz, but the timing is just so off that, it actually, doesn't let you. So I think that's one thing, that we're taking away. But in general, if there are any suggestions, any comments, any feedback, and sometimes not all the things we do is perfect. We're also trying, we're also sort of struggling with, this whole sort of new way of working. But any suggestions you have, if you feel like some of the questions are just too tough for the puzzle ones, maybe you want more or you want less or anything, please just feel free to tell us. We're more than happy, because for us, we don't believe that, IFQ is perfect. We're sort of on that path to making it more fun, more interactive. You like sessions like this where probably we just have, everyone's cameras on while we're playing the quiz, on Kahoot. Why not? We'd love, it makes such a difference when we get to see all of you all. So please just feel free to give us any suggestion or feedback. Or, it doesn't have to be only good stuff, please. I think we're close enough and we're more like family for you guys to just, help us improve and make us better.
The puzzles are really tough.
One thing, ma'am, if there can be uniformity with the, double markings. So what happens is like, just to elaborate it, like even if you have a better accuracy, but just because you missed on the double, you tend to lose. So it's like, like it happens, sometimes I have won it and I have no complaints. Oh, I have won it. But just to be like, being from the neutral side, if there is a uniformity, like bring all the puzzles like double, no problem. Or bring all the like, which has 4 options. So the chances, decrease. Like typically the ones which are like true or false, if you have double in true or false, then it's highly skewed because, like 70 will get it and 30 will not get it, and that becomes. So that's like a very minor thing, which I feel sometimes. So yeah.
Point taken. I agree with you. But what we do is when we're looking at the double points, for us it is this a standout question? Is this a question that has actually sort of like will spark the brain? And then we, like really hits all. So we have a criteria, and I think someone was talking about they work in E&Y. So just so you know, Vanshika, a lot of our questions actually go through a process. There's a whole filtration process. We're actually testing each question and saying, yeah, not every question will hit the top mark in testing the bias, but it has to, have that certain criteria. E&Y is our partner in actually sort of going through that whole process and the sources and, all of that stuff. And with it, sometimes, we look at a question and feel like, okay, this is something that is a little different. And if you have scored on a question that's different, you deserve the double point. Sure. But I hear you. It's, sometimes it does upset, the whole
I know. Especially when it's true false. Yeah. If there are 4 ones, I get it. Because then you should have the advantage because you chose from the 4. True or false just gives you 50% chance. So even if the spark is there, like the question is like outstanding, but I will, anyway, I will have 50% chance to get it right. So hence that, I don't. So yeah, just a minor comment.
No, we hear you. And so just so you know, Shirvani wants to know what's in the gift hamper. So this is a woman entrepreneur, and we're all about getting more women back to work, especially because of the pandemic. And she actually creates these very nice, beautiful stationery hampers for us. So we really wanted to, and it's got like a planner, it's got like a things to do, it's got, I don't know, Meenal's sort of, I think she was thinking of, all the things that are important on your desk when you're either working from home or you're studying from home. So it's something on that. And Shweta, thank you so much for your comment. And I just wish you could have sort of participated as well. Yeah, I think all in all, thank you so much. Yeah, it's just been so much fun having this little chit chat, and it's just so nice to just see all your faces. And I don't know, my heart is full.
Rashmi, we still have to take the picture, so you can just ask everybody.
Yeah. Please, everyone, just put your cameras on. And if anybody's still out there and you want to be part of our little portrait, just let us know. And if you can just turn your camera on and we can quickly just take a...
We'll add you in the panelists if you would like to.
Yeah, we'll do like a 1, 2, 3 cheese. And
Rohit Kumar, I think he's raising a hand, so I'll just...
Trish, switch on your camera.
Shrish is going to be, oh my God, these guys have got me, man, today. It's like we're not letting you go. We just want to see your face, Shrish.
Okay. Kartik is joined from 2 devices, is it?
Yeah, I'll hide those. I'll hide those. Wait. Yeah.
Rohit, do you want to turn the camera?
Who's taking the screenshot? Because I'm on a different device. I'm not very used to.
I'll do it. Okay, everybody smile. Okay, done.
Okay, I took one too. Hi, Rohit. Nice to see you. And thank you everyone for joining. This has just been so awesome. And thank you, Meenal, for putting all this together. Thanks, Muskan. Thanks, Shrish. Thank you, Shiva, for making sure that you turn on the whole Zoom setup and everything on time every week, twice a week. And one of the things that we keep in mind every time is like, your time is so precious and we're so respectful of that. So we want to make sure that 5 p.m. is 5 p.m. We're not going to waste your time. Sometimes, yes, we have so much to talk about that we take a little longer, but for us, it's like cameras on 5 p.m. That's how we look at it. So thank you all so much. And I hope we can do these kind of sessions more often, and just write into us. We try to respond as soon as we can. Some weeks we're good, some weeks we're not so good, but we love to hear from you. Even if it's like simple things that you're doing in the week or something exciting happening in your life, we definitely want to know. So thank you all. Meenal, Shivangi, Shiva, do you want to say a
thank you everyone for attending. And I guess it's past, I don't know everybody's tea time. I have my tea. It says, what the fact. This is from last year, so we can't really, give this out to you. It not look nice. But yeah, when we do start the championships, whenever we start, we'll definitely want all of you to participate and also, spread the word to more and more people so that this becomes a great big movement, and, which will be great for this country. It's really required. Thank you so much. Thank you for attending, everyone. Okay, nobody wants to leave. Nobody wants to leave.
I would like to add something. I would like to add something.
Sure.
I mean, as we are thanking everyone, I forgot. I actually want to thank Shivangi ma'am, because what happened that today we all are like reading books, but we normally concentrate on English. Hindi literature, it's getting left behind. And today's our youth, our generation thinks that reading Hindi literature is like something of past. But no, the books I have won, those are good, very good. So I think, thank you, Shivangi ma'am, that promoting Hindi quiz also, we should promote Hindi literature. Yeah. And thank you to everyone, Meenal ma'am, Rashmi ma'am. Thank you.
Most welcome, Karthikeya. It's very nice to hear that. And I'm sorry, I forgot to mention one thing when Karthikeya was speaking and what he said about questioning the news and questioning everything that he gets to see or read. So like Rashmi said, one of our hypotheses was, please excuse the sound in my house, but like I was saying, one of the hypotheses was that if you're maybe from a smaller town, smaller city, and more close to the ground realities, you will probably be able to, mom. Sorry about that. So you will be able to answer this quiz better. You will be able to play better. But as it turns out, one more hypothesis was that you will be able to question everything that you see and look at it from an analytical point of view, which is what Karthikeya said you're all doing. And starting as young as Yukta or maybe her sister, it's really good to know that we're giving all of you a good start to that approach, which you will need definitely in life later. And if I could take a very quick moment and recommend a book that I'm currently reading. It could be for a little more mature audience, but it's still a book that everyone must read at some point in their life. It's called Tawayafnama. It's by Saba Diwan. I got the hardcover one, and it also came with a personally signed, she personally signed it. I don't know how that happened, but it happened. I ordered it off the internet. But
so Shivangi, we've taken this one step forward where we have our book signed, with the name of the person who's receiving the book by the author.
I know we always wanted to do that. So that's
Yes,
really wonderful.
yes. So
And I would definitely want to recommend this. Mom, एक second. Definitely want to recommend this book because it talks about the performers and dancers of Banaras and some places in Bihar and their families that still exist in these places. And it traces back their history of how the Parda system questions the Parda system and how women were sort of categorized under different titles. And it completely talks about the other side of the stigma that is attached with the word Tawaif or courtesan. So I definitely recommend it, especially for I've forgotten who that was, but there was one person who talked about how he used to be misogynistic and now he's converting. You would definitely want to read this book. Yeah, all of you should read this book at some point, for sure.
Great.
I'm done. Thank you so much.
So we have this session with Pan Macmillan, and Kartikeya, when we sort of said, okay, we're going to start the Hindi quiz, the idea was we have to have Hindi books, given at the end of every quiz. I cannot tell you how hard it is to actually identify books that are in Hindi. Of course, yes, we have to make, we want a combination of literature, modern history, on various aspects, on gender, on health, on climate change, whether it's Amitav Ghosh. We want to give an Amitav Ghosh book in Hindi, and sometimes we don't get it. So it's always a struggle. And but no, we've sort of hung in there, and we've said, no, we want to make sure that it's a Hindi book. It's a good book. It's a book that passes our, is on our curators list. So yeah, it's a learning process, and I hope at some point we can have India Fact Quiz not just in Hindi and English, but also in Marathi and Tamil and Telugu, and just I think this whole fact or factivist movement is something that we want to really focus on, and it has to break the barriers of language in whichever way. And I hope at some point, maybe we're celebrating another anniversary and we can say, oh, we are now in 4 languages. That's really our dream for us. So yeah, thank you all so much. And yeah, with that.
Also, one last point, it's really great that the Hindi books are the ones which are Hindi literature, rather than those translations which come by, which we often also see big bookstores. I find it very hard, there are hardly sections dedicated to either regional literature and then Hindi literature, and there also you have the same self-help. Yeah. The secret is there, but it's amazing that IFQ does Raag Darbari, Aag Ka Darya. They are phenomenal pieces of literature, and it's truly amazing.
After I exhausted some of the popular books, I had to literally go around, ask recommendations from my family, from friends who read Hindi literature regularly, maybe give that a read or get a proper excerpt from them. What did they think of the book, summary, everything before recommending it to you. So there's a lot of research that happens. I'm sure Meenal also finds it very tough to find really good Hindi books, but yeah.
Big help.
And that's why, Udit, your reviews and, when you send those comments about, I'm reading this book, or I read this book, or, you've identified this book, it seems interesting. It's really, validation. It's very important because we know that there are people who are interested in books, and somehow, there is the quizzing, there is the books. It's also nice when it all comes together. So really appreciate when you sort of so proactively said, hey, listen, use my book reviews, for your social media, or, it's very generous and
anyway, I write it on Goodreads. So it's just a part of me expressing so that I can go back and check. So it can be used, then wonderful.
Thank you. Thanks. Still, thanks a lot. And yeah, thank you all. I don't want this to end, but I guess we all have other things to attend, and I'm sure our moms are all going to start calling us now and saying, "Bahut ho gaya. What is this nonsense? 5 baje se tum baithe ho." So we'll bring this to an end, but with some hope, and looking forward already to 5 p.m. on Friday and 5 p.m. on Saturday. So thank you all so, so much.
And please come for the session with the authors. It's called Behind the Books. It's something new we are starting, and hopefully we'll get to bring more of such events to you more often.
All righty. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye-bye.